Hi, welcome to my channel Live Documentary. Today in this video I just wanted to talk about something that I usually think of that kind of I ask myself the question, and this is based on customer service. So customer service in we're basically going to look at customer service in Nigeria versus the abroad, or Western or well-developed countries. So again, I'm using Nigeria as one of the example, and I'm also going to use the US as the other comparison, because I'm based in the US and I'm originally from Nigeria, so I want to compare those two countries when it comes to customer service. We're going to first of all look at customer service in Nigeria. So in Nigeria, basically, we can even go to the shop or the market, or go anywhere like where we're able to price the products and be like in a situation whereby we are trying to do some pricing. Let's say it's not a kind of market that is like a supermarket, for instance, where it's basically like similar to a grocery store in the US, for instance. So where we don't have the prices like permanently, the final price, where we just pick stuff and go. So looking at a market where you are able to negotiate with the seller, and you're able to negotiate on a better price where that option is available. Notice that we're not really able to do that, because the sellers really get really upset with you. They get really they even may get even verbally abusive with you. They may yell, they may scream at you. So again, looking at generally in Nigerian setting, there's not so much of that customer service, and people tend to not understand what customer service really is. Because in any business that we do, customer service is like the biggest factor, is like a key significant factor that makes us successful in our businesses. Even when we have a 9 to 5 job, people also forget that customer service is very important. So not only the people that will come to your office, or that will come to your store, are considered your customers, but even your workers are considered your customers. So a lot of times we do not know the gravity customer service goes to. I think another thing that we fail to understand in a Nigerian setting is that we don't understand that customers make a difference in our businesses. Because again, if you don't treat the customers right, they're not going to want to patronize you. They don't want to come to shop in your place. They don't want to even give good reviews about you. They don't want to even refer people to you. So we need to start looking at customer service in Nigeria as something very important. Even just plainly looking at somebody on the street, and for instance, and somebody else is trying to say something to that person. Let's say it's usually common with a man, or a man and a woman. Let's say a woman is like on the street, and the man is just trying to be friendly, and then I notice some women will be like really rude, and cussing the person out. Again, you don't really need to cuss anybody out. If somebody is trying to approach you, or somebody is trying to say hi to you, and you feel like you don't really want to say hi back for whatever reason that may be, you can at least be polite about it, and there's no reason to be rude. So going back to customer service in Nigeria, we take for granted that people come to us and want to patronize us, want to buy from us, want to seek our services, it's important that we are in that good attitude, because it brings more business to us. It brings more business to us, more money for us. It makes our business, it makes it possible for other people to recommend us. So it's very important. But I'm not sure, what we think of in Nigeria when we become insultive to someone that is just, pricing, for instance. Again, if it's not your, if you think, the person is pricing it too much, or the person, doesn't want to consider that, this product is not worth the price that they're asking for it for. We don't want to, just because of that, get upset at them and be angry at them, and speak to them in all kinds of ways just because they're doing that. We want to make sure that we're being polite, because customer service is very important. It's very important, like I said. It's not just to people that are coming from the outside, but also with the people that we work with. I know in Nigeria we still have a very, very, very long way to go, but the first thing will be taking the first step, which is getting the word out there and making sure that people understand what customer service is. Even if it's in your own little area where you are selling and it's not really somewhere big, we don't have to wait till we have a big establishment or a big trade, or a big business to have that customer service. So again, even in Nigeria, I've seen people that are very polite, that are treat their customers very well. Again, not to say that is a general thing, but in most cases we take customer service for granted. And I would just again, I would like us to do better with customer service in Nigeria, where we understand that the reason why these people come to us is because they want to buy from us. They want to get the services that we're rendering, and it's very important because they can recommend us and we can have more businesses and more deals from just that one person. Because they always say that in negativity goes so far, but something positive doesn't really go far. So when you look at customer service, when someone when they've had a negative encounter, they are more likely to tell 10 people about that negative encounter. But even when they have a positive one, we hardly push that experience, that, oh, this person, I had this positive experience with them. We are more likely to push the negative. So thinking about that, we want to make sure that customer service, we're paying attention to that, no matter how small the business is. Again, I'm looking at Nigeria, to be precise, where we don't really take customer service very seriously, but we need to start taking it seriously. And again, if somebody comes into your space where you're selling, and they give you a particular price, and you tell them that, well, that's not the price, or you're not selling at that price, you still want to be polite about it. You don't want to curse at them, you don't want to abuse them, you don't want to verbally say things that is hurtful to them. You just want to let them know politely that, okay, this is not the price it's going for, and this is how I'm going to do it. Don't treat them any kind of way just because you feel like, oh, they are insulting you also in return, because they are pricing it way too low. So again, just bearing in mind that customer service is a way to go. Then when you talk about comparing it to a Western world, for instance, and we're going to be using the US as an example in comparison to Nigeria, it's quite different. So when you look at customer service in the US, they do understand what customer service is. Again, I think another reason why customer service is being paid attention to here in the US is because they make the workers accountable. Unlike in Nigeria, people are not really held accountable for what they do. So if you know that you're working at a company or at an establishment, and you know that if you do something that is not endorsed by that company, you know that someone is going to hold you accountable, you know for sure that you won't be doing it. So again, why customer service work better in the US is because people are mostly held accountable for what they do. So they also bear that in mind. Also, people also get a lot of training, and they go to classes, and where they're educated about what the company's values are, for instance, and what the company wants to be seen as and what wants to be represented as. So there's a lot of training, there's a lot of classes that employees do go through, and also they get this training about customer service, and they also understand that customer service is not just to the outsiders or people that come outside of the business, but also the people that they work with. So in a place like US, for instance, customer service is something that is taken seriously. But not to talk about, not to say that it's the same in everywhere, because I, for instance, have gone to one store and comparing it to another store, and I've noticed that customer service is better, maybe better in one particular area, even though it's the same company, for instance, but they are in different locations. You sometimes may prefer one place to the other place, based on the way that you are treated and based on the customer service they render there. So another good thing in the US that makes it better for people to really pay attention to customer service, for them to pay attention to customer service, is the reviews. The companies are giving an opportunity for their customers to give reviews. So again, like I said, their customers is not only people from the outside, but also the employees. The employees are also have to give a survey, which is like a review of how working in that company is. And again, these things, help with keeping people in line and keeping people in check, to make sure that they're rendering the best services. So customer service is not perfect in the US, for instance. Just like, like in everything, there's not always a perfect situation. So there are some situations also in America where people don't pay attention to customer service. They are very rude. They treat you any kind of way. Again, yes, you are opportuned to have a better option than a place in Nigeria where you can report, and where somebody can really look into your report and try to change that, because they understand here in the US that customer service is very important and is the key factor in the success of any company or any trade or any organization. So in the US, like I was saying, customer service varies depending on where you go to. I remember moving from one state to another, and then in the previous state, the customer service was really, really good. And then coming into a different state, the customer service sucks comparing it to the other states. So again, when we're talking about the US, we can't really say all the whole of US, because even going from one place to the other can make a big difference. But I think the main reason why customer service is thriving in the US is because in the US, people are held accountable for what they do, and people really understand that they can lose their job, they can lose their customers, they can have bad reviews. And again, for us, or for people that own a business organization of their own, having that mindset of customer service is very important. I'll take, for instance, hairstylists, or because a lot of hairstylists or a lot of braiding shops in the US, for instance, are owned by a lot of African African immigrants. And a lot of times, at least from my experience, when you walk into some of these braiding shops, they are, they don't know what customer service is. They don't know how to talk to customers. I'm not sure if it's because you also sound like them, or you're like Africans like them, because I'm not sure if they will be rude to other Americans that are non-Africans, and those people will still come into their shop and to braid their hair or to make their hair. So again, I don't know if that is directed to Africans, that specifically because they feel like, oh, they're just like them, or whatever the case may be. But again, I've seen a situation or situations where the customer service is very poor when it comes to an African owned establishment. Again, like I said, I don't know if this is because when you come, you are not a foreigner, or you don't have that foreign tongue, and again, they kind of look down on you because you're one of them. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but just paying attention to customer service, because for me as a person, I would go to a place where I'm respected as a customer, and I will may even pay more in a place and recommend the place based on the customer service than a place where they don't have no respect and they don't know the value of their customers. So that's my topic for today. Let me know how you feel about customer service. If you are in Nigeria, I would like to hear from you. Let me know if you own an establishment, or how you feel about when you go to, what are your experiences in Nigeria when you go to certain areas or certain places to buy something. How do you think that the customer service is, or what are your experiences in customer service in Nigeria? And then if you are in the US, or you are in any other part of the world, what are your experiences about customer service? Because I know a lot of times people would not want to spend their money in a place where they're not valid. So also, like I was saying earlier, customer service is bigger than how we think about it. Even at your place of work, the place where your 9 to 5 or whatever you do, or the organization or the establishment you work for, do they respect you? How is your views about the customer service at that organization? Please share your views. Again, thank you for watching, and bye for now.